I'm Katherine from Katherine Learns Stuff, and this is Crafting Unscripted. Today we are going to continue our Mother's Day bouquet. So if you are here, let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear and see me. Say hello. Loretta, I see that you are already here. It's nice to see you again. So last week we did, I'm going to show you here. Started to put these into my somewhere safe. Whoops. Woo! Everything's falling. Last week we did these zinnias. And so I made these last week, and so I've started to put these all on stems now so that they're like going to go into a bouquet. So we've got now the, let me change angles here. What am I doing? We've got the daisies, and we've got the zinnias, I don't know what they're called. I don't know how to pronounce them. And so now we've got a small bouquet starting. So we're going to make some more flowers today, and we're going to do that so that we have more flowers for this bouquet. And so I'm excited about this because I didn't know where I was going when I started this whole Mother's Day thing a few weeks ago. And so that's what we're going to do. I see everyone's here. I've got Barbara. Hello, Barbara. Nice to see you twice this week, I think. And so, or was that a different Barbara that I saw yesterday, 2 days ago? I can't recall. It seems like a blur because there's so many people have very similar names, and I can never remember, and it's not always the same description on my screen here. So, welcome, Barbara. If this is the first time I'm seeing you this week, hello. If it's the second time, I'm glad to see you again. I'm sorry if that's the wrong person. I'm just realizing that because the other day it looked like there was a picture, and there's no picture today. Anyways, so this past week we had my live crafting with Katherine. Oh, probably Barbara Rogers. Maybe it was. So we had my live crafting, and it was great. The card turned out fantastic. I can show you what it looks like. I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. But the problem is, I'm making so many cards. I have, for not the occasions that I'm using, and so I've been running out of space in my card bin, so now I have another card bin. Alright, so I've got a bit of a mess here. I'm just going to show you guys. So this was the final card. I even put like little wobblies on top of here, and then boom. So that's the card that we made. It's pretty cool. I'll probably put this design up for sale at the shop if I get around to it. But that was the card that we made. And so I've got 2 more coming up before the summer break. I've got one in May 12th and May 9th. I've got those coming up. They are, I don't know what they're going to be on, but they're probably going to be summery. I don't know. Hello, Nancy. Welcome. And so, and also while I have my notebook open, my friend Brandy from Stamp Me Some Love has a crafting inventory planning workshop on May 29th. The date has changed. So if you were interested in it, but the date didn't work, now it's on the 29th because of scheduling. So that's there if you want to join that. And I've left the links for all of those things below in the description. So we have these flowers from the other week. Let me just bring this back here for a second. And so if I can get them all to fold the right way, I need to make up some new flowers. And I have an idea of what we are doing. I have an idea for the flower that we're going to make, but I need your help with the color. So that's why I kind of have these here. Let's try to put these so we can like, maybe, I'm going to bend them so that they kind of stand a little bit better so we can see them a little bit better. So because I want to color coordinate this bouquet, right? We need to have like fancy flowers. So this is the colors we have so far. Hopefully you can see those. Let's see if I can get my zoom to work. This is the colors we're working with right there. I can't. I'll leave that there while I get my paper here. And so I'd like to get something that works, like complements it, right? So just looking at this combination, what do you think would be a good color as I pull out my paper packages from over here? I was thinking maybe purple or pink or something. So like actually a purple, like purple to add into there. Or I don't know if I want like another orange because I've already got an orange. So what do you, maybe purple or pink, or I don't know if I want a blue flower. Oh, I could do a blue flower. I mean, anything goes, right? Not brown. So what are we thinking? Do you think purple will work today for some flowers? Light purple would work, Barbara says. All right, let's do light purple. I got some, look, I got some light purple. It's like it was waiting for us. So light purple, and maybe we'll do light purple and dark purple to have like some additions, because we might make 2 flowers depending on how it goes. Ideally, I would like to have 2 if we can make it work. If we can't, then we'll just start off with 1. Now, I did not test this flower out beforehand, so like this is, we're gonna see how it goes. But that's all right. So I've got my flowers, and the thought was I want all my flowers to have like the same diameter. Is that how you describe flowers? And so these are 3-4 inches, and so this is going to work good because this is about 2 inches, and this is only half of the flower, so I think this should work. So we're going to go with the light purple first, because I heard someone say here light purple. I like the dark purple. Ooh, says Nancy. So we'll try both. I'm going to try light purple first. And so with this flower, we're going to try, I don't know, we're going to plan a little bit before we get carried away. So I've got a little ruler. And all I'm doing, let me move this out of the way here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can zoom in a little bit so we can see better maybe. Okay, so what I want to do is, now I've got my fancy lines on my table so I can cheat. But I want to have about 1.5 inches of cut space and then 1/2 inch of no cut. And so in order to help myself not mess this up, I'm going to mark it with pencil. Bam. I don't know if you can see that. It's very bright here, so I can't see it on the screen. So I assume maybe you can see this, but I just made a little line there, 1/2 inch off the bottom, so that I don't cut farther than that. Scissors are not where they're supposed to be. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cut 1,000 little lines like we did with the centers of these flowers the other day. And so I'm not going to fold this in half because I want it to, in the centers it's not so visible, but I worry that if I fold it and cut it quickly that way, it's going to be difficult to hide the folds. I know it sounds crazy. I know my OCD is probably like kicking in here, but I'm just going to like cut these into little small bits. And when we're doing this today, I think we're going to do the whole flower right onto the stem. So we'll see if that works out or not. Now, I saw a video the other day, so if I don't recall what we're doing here, if this doesn't work out, you can blame my memory for that. And so I'm trying to cut them so they don't fall off. Hopefully they won't. And I don't want them to be like too thick. I want them to be thin. And if I was any good at cutting, I would be able to cut these like the same size, but let's just hope that I can cut to the line that I've made. So, so the other week I had ducks outside that I was chasing away. And then last week, a dove or a robin, I'm not sure who, decided they wanted to make a nest on the front porch light. So now I've got like a bag over my front porch light. I look very, very, I don't think my neighbors appreciate the garbage bag over the porch light, but that's okay. And now we have a bunny in the backyard. It's not like a rabbit, it's like a little baby bunny. It's like, I don't know, maybe like this big. So a little bit, there's a lot of wildlife happening in my house, or at my house, and I don't want to say that when I had a dog it wasn't as bad, but it wasn't as bad, I don't think. Because at least the bunnies would come into the backyard when no one was out there, but they wouldn't just like take over the place. And the ducks were a little bit scared, more scared. But don't worry, I'm humanely scaring them all off. Because I do not like the bunny poop and the bird poop and all that stuff all over my place, because my kids play outside, right? So I don't need that. And now I'm trying to cut this, and I'm realizing my cutting abilities, I can't cut and talk at the same time because it appears to be very challenging for me. Loretta says, springtime birds making nests. It happens. But what's driving me nuts are the woodpeckers in the early morning hours. Ooh, we have woodpeckers like in the forest down that way. But we do not have woodpeckers in our trees. But I can imagine that would be very loud. A few years ago, it was the middle of the night, and I live in I don't live in I don't know, foresty area, I guess. I live kind of just like in, I'm going to call it suburbia. But there's just houses, and you know, the only real trees that we have are the ones that people have planted since the houses were built. And there was a night, and all of a sudden I wake up and I hear the hooting of an owl, and I thought, what is happening? And I look out the window, and I must have scared the owl. It was in one of the trees across the street, but it was this massive owl. It was loud. So wildlife is nice, but it can be loud when you're sleeping. See, but I agree with you that bunny poop might be good fertilizer for my grass. But it's also something that my kids will like to step in. Well, they don't like to step in it, but they will step in it because they play in the grass. In the backyard, I've got like a swing set sort of thing. So they play there, and then they step in the poop, and then poop is on their shoes, and then poop everywhere. And so, so I don't like that. But they're cute. The bunny that we had yesterday was really cute. The kids were all excited about it. And then I went outside and I chased it away, and they said, "Mommy!" But it's, listen, there's no dog to chase them away. Not that my dog would do much with them anyways, because he would just chase them. He wouldn't actually catch them. Not that he would know what to do if he did catch them. So, but, yes. So we have lots of wildlife happening. All right, we're getting close to the end of this first one. Now that I have regaled everyone with my wildlife tales. But it is now spring. The snow has stopped. I think officially we can say we've had our last snowfall. I think it was last week we had a snowfall again between all of the other crazy weather. So I think we're now officially into spring, which is nice. The sun is kind of out between the rain. All right. Okay, so we have one piece done. Next, we need to do a center. And for the center, I'm not going to do this. We're just going to roll the center with some yellow. Now, do we want like a golden yellow, or like a fluorescent yellow, or like a light yellow? Let me know which yellow would go best with this purple. And Loretta says, "Oh my gosh, there was an owl hanging around a few weeks. But one night it caught probably a rabbit, and it took the peak out of the house roof, and we heard the demise." Oh no, Loretta, that's terrible. Yes, those owls can be pretty vicious. I didn't see that. I just saw it flying away. Uh-oh, something is wrong here with my computer. Hold on one second. Let me know what color I should pick. Why aren't you working? Okay, sorry. I'm back. My computer said that the battery wasn't plugged in, and I was going to shut off in 30 seconds. But I don't know. It's plugged in now, although it was still plugged in. Okay, we're going to go with light yellow. Okay. So, move this other stuff away from my next flower. And I'm going to cut this just over 1/2 inch, because this is 1/2 inch here, and this is going to go just over 1/2 inch. If I can find my paper cutter. And now we're going to go like maybe here. All right, so that's ready. Move this over. Now, I have these stems that I'm not a huge fan of, but they're the only ones that I have right now. And as per my not buying stuff unless I need it, I like the orangish yellow. I think the orange yellow will do with the dark purple maybe. We'll do these two together later. I think that's what we'll do. We'll do this one first, and then that one second. Okay, so now I need glue. Now, I'm going to roll this up. I'm going to get my quilling tool to start it, if I can find it here. But I am going to put this stem into the middle after I've started done my quill, because I want it to sort of stick in there. And then there will be space because this is super thin. So all I'm doing now is going to try to roll this. Hopefully this rolls nicely. Already seeing disasters happening. Okay, so just a simple, like that. I'm going to pull out my glue. I think I'm doing this backwards. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I did something wrong here. That's all right. We're just going to hold this shut for a second. because I was supposed to actually, is that a skinny dowel? Yeah, so this is like a 1/3 or an 1/8 of an inch. This is an 1/8 of an inch, and it's just a dowel, and I've cut like a slit through the center of it. Let me just take this off in a second and I'll show you. But yeah, it's just, maybe so it's just got like a cut through the middle there, and I put tape on it here to stop it from pulling apart farther, and then I just put my paper right into that little spot, and then I twist it. Okay, back we go. Okay, so now this is drying. I'm going to, I'm gonna need glue in for this. I'll do this later because I've got space in there to squish it in. I don't know if I like the way that looks, but that's okay. All right, so now I'm just going to curl these leaves. Now, when I was watching it, someone did it like with a ruler. I don't know if this is gonna work. Well, maybe. We're just gonna curl these leaves a little bit. What did you cut the slit with? So in my safety abilities, I used a steak knife to cut that. This, I don't like the way that feels. I'm just gonna like curl these with my fingers. Yeah, I used a steak knife to cut that. I know, very safe, but it worked. So I'm just gonna like pull these out like this, give them a little bit of a curl so they don't stay flat up. Once this is all assembled, maybe this we'll give it another curl anyways. Okay, so now I'm going to, which this side looks nicer. I don't like the way this looks. I don't like this. Unacceptable. We're going to fix this. I don't like the way this looks. I'm sorry, but we have to switch this. We're going to use this other one, and we're going to cut this, and we're going to redo this because I don't like the way that looks, and it's glued shut now. I know, Loretta, sharp objects. It's okay though. Like I'd say I'm good with sharp objects, but really I'm not. Okay, so I don't like the way that looks, so we're switching directions, and I'm just gonna, I have some more paper here, so I'm gonna cut these into like a round center again. So with this little, but this one's gonna be cut quick with my folding technique that I've started to adopt. Just to give this, almost cut myself there. Loretta, I blame you for mocking my ability with sharp objects, for almost cutting myself there. No, I joke. That's on me. All right, so, but I'm okay with stuff. Like, it's, you know, things happen. We're all right. Okay, let's try this again. Sorry, I don't like the way that one looks. We have to just fix this because it can't look terrible. It has to look nice. Sorry if I'm getting off camera here. I reset this up every time I come on live, and sometimes the camera's not in the same spot, and I get too lazy to like put it where it's supposed to be. Okay, so now that looks better, I think. Sorry if my camera's not totally focused. It likes to autofocus because it thinks it's special. And it is, but it's focusing on the wrong spots. Okay, so that one's ready there. And now we're going to add this guy onto this. Now, I'm just going to put a little bit of dab of glue here to start this. And we're going to glue this here. Okay. It's working, don't worry, we're doing this. This is a little bit tricky here. And I'm going to put some glue here. And we're going to glue this shut. I'm going to let this sit for a second. I'm going to push these out. I'm going to... There, that looks good. Does that look cute? I think that turned out nicely. And then I'll pull my hot glue gun later and I'll glue in the dowels, but that looks nice. And I think that will match this nicely. Right, let's put all my other flowers into the mix here. That looks good, right? All right, we're gonna do one more quickly now that we know what we're doing and we've got colors picked out. We're gonna do this one now. But we're gonna try, just for the sake of learning, we're actually gonna fold this one and see how the design looks after we've folded it versus not folded it. So this is the first flower. And we're going to try this one the other way. So I folded this twice now. Sorry if I'm off camera there. And we're going to try to, oh, I forgot to put my line here. It's all right. We can do this. I think this center looks better than like this little center here. That would have, I don't think that would have looked good. I think that's better. My pencil. Gotta know what we're doing here. Okay, pencil is on. And now we're going to cut. So we'll see how this looks when it's done a little bit differently. Because if this works better this way, then it'll save us 20 minutes of cutting in the future. And we're all about efficiency, right? I mean, it's nice to spend an hour cutting petals out, but if we can do it in half the time, or even a quarter, that's not too bad. All right. It's quite the workout, though, cutting 4 sheets at once when it's folded like this, but that's okay. Okay, now I gotta get these other spots that I missed. Those are good little scissors. These are the Cricut brand scissors, and they're actually, I really like them. I have I probably have 4 sets of them, to be honest with you. But I have like, I keep them, I have my everyday pair that everyone's allowed to use. Then I have my special pair for like special precision cutting because they're still really sharp. And then I have a pair that's never been opened, and that's for when the precision ones get downgraded to the everyday and the everyday get thrown out. So this is about 2 inches, Loretta. So I'm just here, I've got 2 inches here about, and I've marked off about 1/2 inch. Now these weren't perfectly rectangle when I made them, so that's okay. Oops, and for this one we were going to use this darker yellow, and I'm just going to leave this is about 1 inch. I think I'm going to leave this. I did that last one was maybe an inch, maybe it's 1/2 inch, I don't know. But we're going to leave this one at 1 inch and give it a snip as well. And we're going to, and how long, it's also, I think this is 11 inches wide. Yeah, this is 11 inches long and 2 inches wide. And so we're going to do the same thing here with this yellow, or this goldy yellow. But I have to say, I'm sure you as crafters will appreciate this, but it's probably been more than a few weeks ago now. But a few weeks ago I reorganized my scrap papers, and I have them all in sleeves. And I don't know if I love the sleeves, but the fact that I've got like all of my colors organized, so all of my purples are together and all of my yellows are together, I'm really loving it, because now I can just like pull out, if I need a color, I can pull out a color and see if I've got the size that I need. So I'm really enjoying my newfound organization. So that's my excitement. I'm still really enjoying this, but I can't say I love the sleeves, but they work for now. Okay, now we roll. I think the second one I'm going to do a little bit differently. I'm not going to take it off the dowel, so it hopefully lets me roll it faster for that when I add the purple on. Okay, a little bit of glue. And then we need to put, I just need to make sure I put the right side facing inwards, because I do have that little line of pencil here, and I'm going to just add this on top now, and we're going to try to keep rolling this, see if this rolls better than last time. Nope. It's not rolling better. Oh, and I forgot to curl these leaves out. Flower petals 11 by 2, flower centers 11 by 1. Got it. So that's kind of, whoa, my scissors are going crazy there. I'm going to glue this shut. Okay, so I forgot to curl my leaves out, but that's okay. We're just gonna curl them out this way. Probably should have given them a bit of a curl before I rolled them, but all right, so now we've got two. They're slightly the same, but slightly different. So, do you find you may need glue on the petal pieces as you roll? It could help, possibly. I mean, they're sticking pretty good now, but that's there. So I think those turned out pretty nicely. And I'm gonna put these other flowers in my camera view here. Oops, this is all starting to look. This is gonna be a nice bouquet of flowers that we have growing. So the difference between these two, and I think I like the look of this one a little bit better. The center here was less than this one was like an inch high, and this one was maybe 3/4 of an inch. So the smaller one I think kind of makes the flower look better, maybe, I don't know. And then I forgot to roll these before I guess I forgot to bend the petals before I rolled it, but so I think those are cute. So that's it. I think that turned out pretty good. So 2 inches wide, 11 inches long, about an inch to 3/4 of an inch by 11. And then that works. So the longer this centerpiece is, I think this one was maybe 8 inches, like the short length of the paper, or not a full 11 inches. So it's also a little bit smaller, but I think they turned out really nicely. So I'm going to glue those on later with my hot glue gun. Don't worry, I'll wear my finger protectors, Loretta. And then we will have 7 flowers, because I have 3 daisies now, because I had to make another daisy the other day because I had the extra paper that we never finished. So so far we've got 7 flowers for our Mother's Day bouquet, and we still have like 1 or 2 weeks that we can work on this. So it's turning out nicely. And if you are running late and you didn't make the beginning of the show, in the description of the video I've left the link for my friend Brandy's craft organization event that she has. I can't remember what it's called. Let me just grab my book here. I'm terrible with remembering exact details. Crafting Inventory Planning Workshop to help you organize yourself. And I really should attend that because I need some more organization. But that's on April 29th, not the 22nd. Tickets are available in the description below. And I've also left links for my May and June live sessions in case you want to do live crafting with me with an actual planned out craft with a design. And those are on May 12th and June 9th. So tickets are available for those as well. And that's all we have for today. So I think we're making good progress with our flowers. And next week we're going to do another flower. I have some ideas, but we'll see if I pivot and do something completely different flower-wise. But we're going to continue this flower expedition so that we have more flowers for Mother's Day. And that's it for today. Thank you everyone for joining us, and I will see you next week. Happy crafting!